What
What's
up?
going on, brother? How are you?
Oh, same old, same old. So, real
deal.
quick, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Liberty Risk Podcast. I'm Billy.
And I'm Hugh, and this is the podcast that has the same level of information as CNN. Welcome aboard.
I love it. But that is one of the truest statements ever.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So, how's everything going, dude? How was
I'm
your
good,
weekend?
man. Oh, man. Saturday, I did a bunch of homework. And then Sunday, you got that picture there that I sent you a little bit ago?
Yes.
Sunday, I had a bunch of friends over. These are all people that I've deployed with before or have worked with in the Seabees. And a lot of them are getting ready to go on another deployment here soon. So they all came up here to Norfolk for their some pre-deployment training. So since we had a long weekend, I had them all over to the house. We did a big cookout and had a fire and sat around and swapped manly stores and made some waffles. Even the girl that's there with us, and she made waffles too and swapped manly stores, but she's got more balls than probably half of them combined anyways.
Oh, well, that's always good.
Yeah, well, the Seabees is not exactly a gender fluid kind of thing. You either can do your job or you can't.
You can't. No, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's it. There's us there. So some of those guys are getting ready to go down range.
Oh, look at Guinness. Guinness holding down the fort.
Oh, man, that dude is a camera hog, man. Like, if you start counting and you have the camera, like, he will pose. He'll look. He'll perk his ears up. He'll get all, like, straight and whatnot for you, adjust his tie and everything. It's ridiculous.
That's just absurd. So, you know what, since we got this up, let's roll right into your
oh, yeah. The meat of the day, man. It's a beautiful one. It's fantastic. I cannot believe it's only men and women getting the coronavirus. 0 reports from the other 59 genders.
Well played, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
All it really tells me is that some of these things that people want to get worked up about or that they're concerned about, which I'm not gonna put down the validity of their claim or anything like that. But it seems like if it really was that important, you'd still be out there and I'd still be seeing your content and you would still be filling my news feed and my
Pretty
Facebook. Much. But I'm not seeing any of that. All I'm seeing is stuff about Fossey and whatever the governor of Kentucky's name is, because apparently there might have been a little inbreeding going on in that dude's family, and somehow he got elected.
A little bit of inbreeding.
I'm pretty sure a half-dead, two-legged, one-eyed dog could do his job. Andy Bashar, I think, is his name. I'm pretty sure a dog in that condition I just said, but cannot fully remember, could do a better job of running the state of Kentucky than that guy's doing. Those people seem really pissed off out there.
It's Kentucky, dude. I mean, it's to me, it's the equivalent of Idaho. It's really not that important.
It's the state equivalent of the short bus.
Yeah, at West Virginia.
At West Virginia. Yeah,
where inbreeding is our state motto.
God, those people are literally the fucking worst. That's sort of God.
It's so bad. It's like, I wonder if they teach them in school, like when they teach them about evolution, where it's just like it goes
evolution out there.
It's like it gets up to the caveman and then it just stops.
This is what your daddy looks like.
Yeah. Oh, that's Uncle Brother Cousin Jimmy.
God, some of those states are just the absolute fucking worst, man. They're just not even worth visiting.
No, it's not. It's really not. So, real quick, dude, it's Memorial Day, and anyway, that's all me and Hugh are really going to talk about. That.
Yeah,
we're not big into this day, and yeah.
So we just like to ask everyone, if they haven't already, take a moment. If you pray, say a silent prayer. If you just want to bow your head for a moment of silence to say your thanks, it's the least you can do. You don't have to go out and make a big spectacle. You don't have to shake a bunch of hands and kiss babies or anything like that. So other than a salute and a thank you, that's the extent of what we're going to talk about Memorial Day tonight.
Yeah, it's just something it's a hard day for me, and I don't like Memorial Day. I hate the partying and the barbecuing and all that great stuff. People will tell me, well, that's a great way to celebrate your brothers and sisters, blah, 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 that have gone before you. I just don't believe in that. So to each his own. Sure. Not everyone celebrates Christmas.
Well, they should. It's an American tradition at this point. Pagans. Yeah. But if we are around for the 4th of July, I will be absolute over the top for the entire fucking holiday. Oh man, it's gonna be great. Just a little preview. I know Port. There you go. I bet we could get a contest from you. See if we can get you to wear that the whole show.
I will.
I bet we can figure
something out.
Thursday.
Yeah. I'll wear it on Thursday.
One of my favorite 4th of July memes is this person says, silly Americans, Portugal has 2 freedom days a year. And the guy responds, well, America has 365. So yeah, I will be here for America on the 4th of July. Believe you me.
So those the emails you were sending out just recently about this weekend, why don't you let everyone know what's going to happen on Saturday?
So this Saturday, we're in talks with Maker's Craft Brewery here in Norfolk. We are going to be doing a live show down at their facility. We're working on finalizing the permission right now. We are going to speak with their owners. We're going to speak with their floor manager, who's prior Navy as well. So we'll be able to swap a bunch of good sea stories with him. And we're going to spend probably 2 to 3 hours on camera talking and drinking. And depending on the weather, I might have a few cigars. So we're going to be able to this will be our first live show. It'll be, what is this, episode 14?
15, 16.
So it'll be episode 17. It'll be our first live show. And we'll be asking people to write in and comment. We're putting some categories together for everybody to chime in on. It's gonna be a real good day.
It's gonna be awesome time, dude.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. So what time do you think we're probably gonna go live on that day?
It's a Saturday and everybody's locked down and at home, so we could probably go anywhere between Balls 01 and 11:59 and get a good audience. But I think we should probably shoot for like 2 or 3, maybe a little early. Do like an early afternoon one because I'm pretty sure there's a food truck. And frankly, if we're gonna be out there that long, a homie's gonna need to eat a hoagie roll or something.
Yeah, obviously I need to be fed. So
well, if it, listen, don't sell yourself short, man. You look trim. You look like you're layering up out there in the Carolinas during this.
I am, dude.
Looks like you're sweating off some of that retirement weight.
yeah, Jesus, dude.
It's like it looks like you grew that belly hoping to make chief, and then they said no dice. So you're like, wow, here I am now.
Yeah, it didn't work out.
Don't rub it. It makes it so much worse.
I know it does. It's so awesome, though.
As long as you don't name it, and slap it on the side, you're okay.
Yeah, so how's it going there?
So speaking of categories, let's go ahead and play the game.
Oh, yeah. I have no idea, everyone. This is the best part about this. I have no flipping idea until I click this screen.
Yeah.
What's happening? So
I'll tell Billy any of the game stuff. So trivia. Round 1.
Oh, jeez.
What are the top lies the Navy told you?
You'll get to see the world and you'll learn you'll meet some good people.
So if any of you have heard some lies, either during this game or after, and you want to write us in, tell us, because I'm sure it'll spark some conversation. Billy, it's so fucking funny. Oh, maybe that one didn't make the top. No, I didn't. You will see the world, but like also probably not.
But also probably not.
Yeah. So starting with the bottom of the list at number 6. Are we ready?
Go for it.
I gotta move my phone out. We provide all the tools you need to succeed.
You can change your rate and boot. That's a good one too.
Yeah, they tell you that after you signed on the bottom line too.
Yeah, if you sign up as a fireman, you'll be just like a fireman in the civilian world. Meanwhile, you're turning wrenches down in an engine room.
You find out what a Holtec really is.
Yeah, turd chasers.
Yeah. Number 5. Everyone works hard. Unless you're good at your job, then you get to do everyone else's job.
Dude, I hate that. It's almost better to be mediocre in the military.
Oh, absolutely. Because guess what? You can still make chief as a promotable some bitch. And say what you will about getting a 3.0 eval. Promotable's promotable. It means you're doing your job.
Yep.
You could. There's no reason you couldn't make chief being promotable. If you're getting your MPs and your EPs, that's great. But should probably go back and look at some of those bars and see if we're lowering it too much. Because I got my exam results back, and the amount that I needed to make service board eligible this year, atrociously low.
Yeah.
Like double digits,
Agreed.
man.
Like,
Dude,
agreed.
like double digits. I think you needed a 98 on the builder exam this cycle to make chief. So stand by for that. Yeah. All right. Number 4. Lemoore is the best duty station. No joke.
I threw up in my mouth a little bit, dude.
I don't know one person that's ever showed up at Lemoore and has enjoyed their time out there.
Oh God, dude, it's like 99. It's like, was it 99 palms?
I think you're thinking of 99 Luftballons.
Yeah, 29 palms. That's what it is.
Yeah. And number 3.
So bad I can't even remember the name of it.
The military is a safe working environment. Whether we're violating OSHA or denying your sexual assault claims, the Navy is here for you.
So I want to tell you one thing when you say about that. So when I was on the USS Arctic, we knew that the ship, after we were coming back from, because we were out on deployment on 9/11. So when we were finally coming back for the end of deployment, we knew we were going to decommission to the Merchant Marines. So it was going to be a USNS ship.
Mm-hmm.
We deep sixed so much shit into the ocean that we should not have thrown into the ocean. I mean, just ungodly amounts of equipment, like fuel pumps. Just like,
just Marines don't need these. Let's just start tossing all the shit overboard. Don't worry about the EPA. We have a running tab.
Yeah, JP5 coalescers, which I know that's literally like foreign language to everybody, but they're 4 feet across, 5 feet high. You need double chain hoists, 1-ton chain hoists to lift them off the floor. And we carried them. Literally, we shoved 2x4s under them, 8 of us, and got it off shit.
Oh my God, that's the best. I love that shit.
That's right. Never question night ops.
Yeah. Oh, hey, PO1, what was that noise I heard at night? Oh, I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about.
It was either Seaman Jones or the trash. Yeah, you pick.
Schmuckatelli. All right, and number 2. We promise you will be very well trained when it comes time to do your job.
Yeah, okay. Let's bring up our Middle East deployment in 09, where they literally told us in the pre-deployment brief on the plane, hey guys, we have 0 SOPs. We need to start writing them now before we hit the ground.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You got people coming right out of A school, and then we send them. I've never been on a ship, so I never had to do that cranking. But I imagine if you spend the first 6 months after all of your schooling not doing your job, there's a really decent possibility you're going to have to relearn in 6 months. That seems like a pretty perishable skill, the one job that you're supposed to be doing.
The fact that you've never actually experienced that and you are 110% accurate is pretty fucking impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was pretty hosed, though, because my first deployment, I was already a second class. And I think I'd been in I was at 2 years. And so we get on deployment, and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing because I didn't do it on the outside either. And then, so all the pre-deployment training we had was, I think I did a basic framing course and a stair and rafter course, and that was the extent of my in-rate retraining.
Wow, dude.
Yeah. So then I got handed a project when I got out there and had to make it work. And they're like, "Oh, you're gonna learn. You're a second class." And I'm like, "It takes an hour to drive to my job site, guys." It's not like I can just pitter patter back up here for a question. Our radios don't even reach that far, so yeah, okay. I'll just rely on the help of everybody else.
It takes an hour to drive back.
Yeah. And it wasn't even that far either. It was still on base, but we were building it out on this area that had no developed road traffic to get out there. So we had to drive the MTVR at this 7.5 ton flatbed at 2 to 3 miles an hour over the fucking dirt and whatnot, so we didn't lose anything.
Wow.
So it took forever. So if there was an emergency, I better hope that my field aid kit and my training took over, because we're gonna have to patch in there. And I don't know, maybe I could drive to the hospital. Maybe it was quicker for the helicopter to just come over and pick him up real quick from half a mile away.
Wow, I have no words. No words. That's great.
And the number one lie the Navy has told you: don't worry, our admin types never lose paperwork.
Really? 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 Because let me tell you another story about the Arctic. Fuck you, PN1 Flanders. I hope for some reason that you fucking see this, you freaking cum guzzling piece of shit. Okay? Because there's an E2. I got my fucking E-Swas done, and this fucking cum stain lost my shit in my service record. Because this asshole transferred immediately after we pulled in. So when I get to A school and I'm wearing an E-Swas, and they're like, why are you wearing a Warfare pin? It's not your record. I'm like, bullshit, it's not my record. Oh, by the way,
you said that very confidently.
If you were listening to this since the beginning, you would have heard that my first ship decommissioned. There's no way to get the fucking paperwork because the Navy sucks.
Dude, I showed up. No,
I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter about it 2 years later.
Yeah, you definitely don't need a hug for that one.
Jesus Christ.
I was going on this last deployment.
P1 Flanders, fuck you.
I'm gonna find that dude. We're gonna have him on the show. We're gonna resolve this.
Oh, you can't miss him. He looks like Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates had like a Down syndrome baby while they were drunk.
Bro, so I'm getting ready to go on this last mob, and I start getting these emails from this chief who's like, Navy's wait a minute, for me. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's right. OJT bitch.
So
it's Chris.
Oh, the world's on Chris
Yay! Thank you, Chris. Thank you.
I can't wait to be at 1,000 episodes and still doing that. Hopefully, then we'll have a live TV audience.
I'm gonna make a clip. I'm just gonna make a loop clip.
There you go.
Episode of us. Okay, just send it to him.
So I went on this last deployment, and it's now been about 1.5 years since I got my second warfare device. And this chief is emailing me telling me that the battalion doesn't have it on record, so I'm not qualified. And I'm like, okay, well, that's not really good enough for me. That I'm just not qualified because you don't have it on record. He's like, well, unless you have it. And I'm like, yeah, it's at home. I told you I'm on deployment. And he's like, well, until we get that paperwork, you're not technically qualified. I'm like,
now to preempt not preempt, but to piggyback what I just said and put it all on Flanders, it's also 100% my fault because I was a scared E2 piece of shit who didn't voice up for himself.
Yeah.
And didn't follow the paper trail back. And also the papers they hand you when you make E-Swas, I fucking lost those.
See,
it was 100% my fault.
This is not my fault. I was yeah, right. Shut the fuck up. You ain't got anywhere to be.
Why? Why are you being so mean?
I was a second class still, but I think I had been in about 10 years at this point. But here's the thing. He tells me if I can't provide this document, that I'm not qualified, which I have here in the house. And so he's like, you don't have any other proof? And I'm like, oh, hold on a second. I go to my battalion's Facebook page, pull the photo off of the skipper handing me the fucking certificate from January. Yeah. And I email it to him, and I'm like, hey, is this proof enough? Bro, I'm one of the first 3 people in this unit to get this qualification under our instruction. There's a fucking photo of me with the other 2 dudes receiving it with the fucking skipper. Like, I'm not saying I don't have my certificate, but I'm pretty sure if I go to the skipper and I say, hey, sir, would you mind reprinting one of these for me and just signing it?
He would probably be like, yeah, sure.
And he's like, well, you really should have followed up with the coordinator at the time. And I was like, hey, Chief, all due respect, you were the coordinator at the time. In fact, here's my email traffic with you where I submitted all my documents for review, and your response said, thank you. Oh, and also here's my remedial stuff that I emailed to the 3 board members.
Love it.
Fucking fantastic.
Yeah, see, we didn't have that shit.
I definitely did not hear from him anymore. And yeah. I think he retired like 2 months later.
Yeah, we didn't have that shit. You know why? Because we were still writing fucking snail mail letters to family when I got my E-Swas pin.
Right? So my friend Meg, she says that MEPS lost her initial contract, so she didn't have a contract for her first 4 years.
I wouldn't have done shit.
Yeah, and she only got out like a year ago. Like, Meg's not like 40 or 50 or something. This is like an 80s or 90s mistake. This happened in the age of the internet.
Oh my God. How do you do that?
Probably very carefully. Probably very carefully.
Takes a lot of skill to fuck that up.
Oh, yeah, right? So, real quick, I just want to send my thoughts and prayers to Brian May. He had a heart attack.
and I'm very glad he's alive. Because honestly, I don't really know how many more dead famous people I look up to I can take before I get a chance to meet them. So thank you, Brian, for sticking around. I appreciate you.
You got another trivia quiz?
No, I just want to say, I'm glad Brian May's still alive. That's it.
Thank you, Brian May.
Hey, so how's your weather?
Fuck, dude, it's North Carolina, man. It's bipolar, dude. I swear, it's like, first off, the humidity here is ungodly. So it was, I think, 80 something today.
Okay.
It was pretty warm, because it goes. 2 weeks ago, it was in the 30s. So, like, the high tomorrow is supposed to be 77, but it's going to feel like it's 92.
Okay. So here's why I'm asking. I went and checked the almanac. The last time the high today was 68. The last time the high has been that low has been twice in the last 15 years.
Really?
For Norfolk. Yeah. So I was wondering, as I do.
As I do. As I wonder these things.
Yeah. Say what you will about the government being shut down and whatnot, but part of the conspiracy interest in me wonders if the government shut the world down to repair the environment. All that hippy-dippy bullshit.
I actually agree with you, dude. And just so everyone knows, this is the first time me and Hugh are having this conversation. I actually have brought this up that I literally feel that this is like a planetary reset for us because what they say a few weeks ago in LA, they can actually see the skyline like clearly. Yeah. A lot of places reporting a decrease. Yeah, we've had this conversation.
Yeah. I mean, so I'm not a conspiracy theorist to that extreme, but like you can't help. But you can't help but wonder. Like the lack of cars. Like Italy basically was like, if you're in your car outside of your house, you better be one of the top 1,000 people in this country, or we're fucking killing you. Okay, and then Europe kind of started to follow suit.
By the mob.
Yeah, and then all some of those northern European countries they all do the biking anyways, but then we shut down major transportation and cars and diesels and motorcycles and all this other crap for 3 or 4 months now, or however long it's been.
Yep, and it's amazing drastic change that's happened on a planetary scale.
Yeah, so I'm just curious if I'm looking forward to 7 or 8 months from now when somebody publishes a paper and says, "Hey, check it out! Like we can measure the difference between before and after the shutdown, the effect we've had on the planet," which I think will be really cool because then we get to shut up a second group of people in 2 years. The first group being the people who wanted us to legalize it. Thank you, hippies, for finally shutting the fuck up. And now we get to shut down the environmentalists. You can go back to fucking work and get a job that matters now because you did it. You shut down the world. You got the carbon footprint lowered. We'll see you all in 80 years when electric cars are like the norm and we have like the
Wait, you're telling me you didn't put in for the new Tesla pickup truck?
that geodexedric abortion looking car. I used to think
it looked like someone failed on a hanger abortion.
I used to think the El Camino was the vehicular hermaphrodite, but it's clear.
Dude, come on, dude. The El Camino is a classic, dude.
Yeah, it's a classic hermaphrodite. Before somebody looked at that thing and said, "I bet we could apply that to people. I bet we could do it." But Tesla's new pickup truck, oh yeah. That thing is a vehicular miscarriage. Dropped on the ground during a Lilith Fair stomping session.
I love it. It's vehicular. Well played, dude. Well played. So, dude, something that's been driving me nuts. I don't know if it's just recently or maybe I just noticed it today, but remember they were talking about a second stimulus check?
I think they voted on it, and I'm pretty sure it's happening.
Didn't the House passed it?
Yeah, so now the Senate's got to look at it.
So where's that gone? I haven't heard shit about it.
Well, what happened this weekend?
I can't know what.
I don't know. That's what I'm wondering. Like, what happened this weekend that we're not hearing about the new stimulus check?
That's the whole thing. I don't know.
Like it's like on the bottom third of my news stream, but I don't really know what's on the top 2/3 that trumps it.
Yeah, I don't know.
What are you going to do with your next check? Do you know yet?
Oh, I want to do something stupid. I want to get spinner rims for my Altima, or like.
That might be the gayest thing I hear all year.
No, I'm just fucking around.
And you should meet my buddy Andre. Holy crap!
Oh God, I would never get spinner rims. I would real quick. If I ever get
clickety clackers.
I would ever get spinner rims, I would go get like the hubcap spinners from Walmart that like you
That'd
just click on.
Yeah, that'd be fucking great.
$45 all together, bitches.
Including install and buffer.
Yeah, dollar symbols.
Yeah,
with LED lights behind them.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go get a new tattoo.
I was thinking the same thing, dude.
I'm pretty sure.
I want to get my sleeve finished.
I talked to somebody right before the shutdown. I have the draft. And I think I'm going to add more stuff, and then I'm just going to use the stimulus check on a new tattoo. Problem is, what was his name? Mark Cuban. You hear what Mark Cuban said about the new stimulus check? He says if you get it, he thinks you should have to spend it in 10 days. Otherwise, it rescinds itself.
That's actually, well, I don't think 10 days, but
that's what he said.
No. I believe that's what he said, and I agree. I'm agreeing with the rescinding, but I think you have 1 month from the date you receive the check.
I mean, like,
which I think is good.
You know what you want to spend the money on, though.
I think that's actually a really good idea, because then if it doesn't, the government can go back into your account or pull the check or make the check void.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. Like, it should be void after 10 days. You know what you're going to buy. You know what you're going to do with it, whether it's you're paying your rent or you're paying down a card or what have you. But, like, saving the money doesn't help the economy at all. And so I get it. Hey, we're sending you this money to stimulate the economy. Spend it. Saving it doesn't do us any good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree with that. That's
not that
that's what it's for.
Not that you shouldn't save money. Obviously, I think that'd be a good idea. But, the money's to stimulate the economy. So I'm going to go stimulate the fuck out of a tattoo parlor.
No, and I agree.
In a good way.
I think even if you just save half of it and spend half, you're still, helping the economy out in that sense. You know what I mean? But if you don't use any of it, boop.
Yeah, because if you don't spend it, you clearly don't need it, right?
Exactly.
Like, obviously, it's nice to save the extra money, but the money is not a handout; it's to help the economy. I got this. I made the mistake of chiming into somebody else's discussion on the Facefucker, and their position was that their position was, oh fuck, what the hell was it? Something to do with the goddamn economy. And they're like, don't buy from Amazon. You can go buy from that store's online store as well. And then you save not paying Amazon any money, and then you save not giving Jeff Bezos any more money. Like, are you saving money shopping at the store versus shopping on Amazon?
I really don't. I don't think so. You know what I mean?
Like, what are you buying from stores that are like, if you're not buying from a big box store, I don't really know where you're buying from anymore. If you're looking for specialty shit, that's different, but you probably can't get that stuff on Amazon anyways. But if you're buying from a chain, you probably save money on Amazon or Walmart or somebody else instead of getting it from those people directly anyways.
Yeah. Well, you also have to look at like stuff that I buy on Amazon also has people have their own Amazon stores that they're selling on Amazon. You know what I mean?
Like Etsy. Etsy, you can buy. You can't, like, they don't have a store, so they make it and ship it to you online. And Etsy is like their store.
Yeah. Well, also they use Amazon as another outlet, or there's like that affiliate marketing and stuff like that too.
So are you really not stimulating those small businesses by buying their shit on Amazon as opposed to buying it from their stores?
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's just I don't know. I feel he has yes, gun money. Absolutely. Yes.
Oh my God,
yes.
Green Top had like a maximum. You're only allowed to buy like 2 boxes or 2 cases or some shit like that. Was it Green Top? No, it wasn't Green Top. Where did I go? Oh, Dick's Sporting Goods. Dick's Sporting Goods, you can only buy 2 boxes of ammo right when the shutdown happened. That was
really?
Yeah, it was a pain in the ass. Bunch of bitches.
I don't know.
Bass Pro, not Dick's. I don't shop at Dick's anymore because they stopped selling guns because they're a bunch of pussies.
You know what pisses me
media.
off? Pissed me off, and I worked for them for a couple of years as seasonal work just to make some extra money. Cabela's actually was bought out by Bass Pro Shop.
Great. Bass Pro wasn't that bad. Bass Pro still sells guns, but Dick's, they don't sell guns anymore. And it's kind of like I never had a reason to go there.
The Cabela's by me had a plethora of outdoor gear.
Oh yeah. Did they then move in the Bass Pro shit now?
Yep, it's all it's like a Bass Pro Shop, just says Cabela's.
I wouldn't mind if they had Bass Pro prices. Well, you go to Cabela's, you're dropping 3 or 4 times the amount of money on a product that's only slightly better than its next counterpart.
Yeah.
So did you hear about that? You heard about that chick in Corpus Christi that stopped the fucking terrorist attack?
Dude, the canine handler, Boyd, right? I think
No.
What, wasn't her? That's the picture going around.
I know. I even wrote that shit down in that fucking Google Doc, man. They're using her fucking photo and she's already spoken out. Because the name of the person hasn't been released yet, or her photo. It's better to buy directly from businesses rather than buy the products through Amazon. Amazon takes the cut. Yeah, but I agree, but are places like mom and pop stores and places in downtown, places that might be like specific to like Norfolk or Jacksonville or Cincinnati or Cleveland or what have you, are they, if you buy directly from them, are they even selling on Amazon? That's my concern. Like I get it. If it's one store, yeah, probably have to buy their stuff from them. They're probably not on Amazon. But if I'm buying from somebody who has a physical store and sells their stuff on Amazon, am I not like, they still get money? Like Amazon might take a cut. If an item is $20, I might pay $22 and $1 goes to Amazon and then another $1 goes to shipping or what have you. But I think that I'm still helping that store out, but I just am getting the delivery guarantee via Amazon.
Yeah. Is
what I think I'm paying for. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But anyway, that Boyd chick has come out and said, "Hey, that's not me. Like I didn't do that. She's out of the Navy already, but the name of that chick has not been released. I think she's still in the hospital as she's recovering, but
yeah, she took a fucking round right to
the fucking man. Yeah, right. So yeah,
here's that's the article from Law Enforcement Officers Weekend on Facebook. So it's pretty much saying that, right here, the edit. The photo below depicts M.A. Boyd was taken in 2015. It's not the sailor involved. The incident was originally reported by multiple agencies.
That's nice because the 3 other pages I read it on didn't say that disclaimer. But why would you use somebody else's photo and then add a disclaimer? There's no reason for that.
I think they went back and edited it. What they should have done was they should have taken the photo out and then put the edit at the top and then had the article down below. Saying
you got to just say no photo or name information available at this time, but the story is still relevant.
Yeah, absolutely. But so, yeah, that chick took a round right to the chest.
And then fucking emptied the magazine, fucking disabled the vehicle, or hit the last resort button, fucking emptied the magazine.
Yeah, she hit the barriers button. So for anyone that doesn't know, every military installation, when you pull up to like a main gate or an ECP, they have a button. There's a guard shack, and they have a button where you hit it and instantaneously.
Final measures button, right? It's like ramps and fucking shoot up barricades.
Well, it depends. It depends. They'll either have the bollards that come out of the ground that are 8 inches apart or a foot apart. They usually try to do 8 inches because they did. What base was it? I can't remember. This was probably 15 years ago. But they had one where the bollards were like a foot and a half apart, and a guy got a motorcycle.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Through. So they're like 8 inches apart bollards. They're about 3 feet high, 4 feet high.
Yeah.
But the ones that are nasty are the ones where it's just a plate, and you'll see them because it'll have red and yellow. Sorry, yellow and black lines on the top. But that thing just bam! It's. I've hit the button one time. Luckily, the car didn't hit it. It stopped.
That would have been so cool to see though.
But I've talked to a couple of people who have hit that button.
Yeah.
and it's nasty.
Because doesn't it fucking smash the front end of the car and it basically goes ass over tits?
Yeah,
like over top of the barricade.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty.
Like
I'm gonna see if I can pull
stop
up
pickup trucks and 18-wheelers and whatnot.
Oh yeah, they'll stop an 18-wheeler dead in its tracks.
So check this out, man. I was reading the story about this girl in a couple Facebook pages, and I don't know why people on social media think that social media gives them purpose in life to fucking push an opinion or an agenda
on everybody else and make them
these motherfuckers. Dude, these motherfuckers will bitch about anything on any fucking page. So they're on here. One bitch says, "Thank God," in all caps. They didn't take her, in all caps, gun away. Who the fuck was talking about taking away guns from MAs on military installations? I have heard 0 traffic. I've read 0 reports. I have been 0 times briefed that they were trying to take away the security of our military installations. Then, bro, if that was it, fine. That would have been great. But in the 400 plus comments on this page, 120 of them were a response to that comment, in which this woman,
really,
dude, I counted. This woman was almost a third of the responses.
Jesus!
Thank God they didn't take her gun away. Are you serious? You can't just be like, "Wow, what a hero! Wow, that's awesome! Hey, that's great!" Even a little feminine power and whatnot, like that's cool. Whatever. Who the fuck is talking about guns in this situation?
That makes no sense.
I used to think that part of I used to think at the beginning of this quarantine that was going to be like a side effect of staying at home is that you got to stay relevant, right? So you got to fucking do what you got to do. No, I think people are just fucking whack jobs, man. People are just fucking ridiculous and feel that when they have an opinion, even if it's wrong, even though they're entitled to it, that they can say it wherever and whenever they want.
Yeah, it's because that's what social media has done for everybody. Everyone thinks that there's some kind of massive journalist, which drives me crazy. And it's really funny we're saying this as we have this podcast, but in the sense that we also
I said
made a disclaimer.
Though, right?
We're like CNN. Like the shit that comes out of our mouths are just its opinions, but we're not going to push it on you guys. This is more of a comical us venting. This is just venting.
Satire. Definitely satire.
Oh yeah, satire without a doubt. But when you're sitting there on social media and you're trying to cram your beliefs down someone's throat, and it's so funny. It's so funny watching them go from making a semi-calm comment to complete rage.
Oh, like, and then they start name calling and pointing fingers, and then all of a sudden you're talking about the Reagan administration, and you're talking about our fucking dealings in the South Pacific, and then somehow it's fucking Johan's fault in Scandinavia that the fucking Iran-Contra thing came to light. You're like, what the fuck? We're talking about a fucking person who took a bullet to the chest and then killed terrorists and probably saved many lives on Corpus Christi. And you're over here trying to tell me that the Roswell UFO sighting was the Loch Ness Monster taking flight for the first time in 1,000 years before delivering presents on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, it's unreal.
I'll buy it for $1.
It's absolutely
asinine.
It's absolutely unreal. I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. It makes me laugh, to be honest. It's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
So and it's what's even more is like I don't know how many times I've tried to how many times have you made a comment on social media and then you're like, it's not even fucking worth it, and deleted the comment? Man,
probably about 50% of the time. 50%.
Facts. Yeah, because I just want to be like, fuck this you the fuck, and I'm like, not even worth it. Not even worth it.
I'll usually type a lengthy call. Hey, if you're living at home and you're
Crystal, that's so funny because how many times have I said it's all these little whiny millennials that live in their mother's basement without windows and they're sitting there going through tissue boxes and Call of Duty video games.
Oh yeah.
Bob, we're out of lotion, and I like the tissues with the lotion in them. It feels good, you know. It's nice.
The mom comes in like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm watching people play Call of Duty." You're sitting on my couch in my basement watching people play video games. He goes, "Well, yeah, it's interesting to me." That's your interest in this world. Watching
you know what that is?
do shit on
That's
YouTube.
that's one of those scenes in the movie where the door opens up and a pistol slides in and there's a little note on it. It goes, "There's only one round in the chamber. You know what to do."
You know what to do. Oh man, I would say about 50% of the time, I type out like, I try to be detailed, I try to be calm, but I try to be short at the same
Right?
time.
Doesn't work, dude.
Well, I look at it and I'm like, you know what? That person's probably pretty fucking crazy, and I don't think I have the time for this. And then I just delete it. But sometimes I'm like, you know what? It's a Thursday afternoon. I'm pretty fucking bored. I got to drink it.
I'm going to verbally murder this person.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I'm going to fucking town. I'm not going to call anybody any names. I'm not. Man, I just got in a fight last week with some asshole on it's on the My Navy HR Facebook page. This asshole.
It's on the My Navy HR Facebook page.
It's important. It's important, and here's why. This asshole thinks that the Navy should supply 16 credit hours worth of TA per year to a sailor. My argument was TA is a fucking entitlement, not a right. 12 credit hours is 1 credit for 3 semesters.
That's right.
Oh, it's never a dud. It's never a dud. 15 dead minimum. So yeah, TA is an entitlement, not a right. 12 credits is 1 class for 3 semesters a year, and your job is to do your fucking job. And you can CLEP, you can fucking use the military to take care of some courses, you can apply for the Pell Grant, you can apply for state continuing education grants and scholarships and all kinds of shit. If you want to take more, like if you have the time for that, good on you. And I don't know if this is true, but my personal impression is a lot of veterans get business degrees, and a lot of military people get business or management degrees. And that seems pretty fucking easy to me.
Dude, so it's funny you say that. I have, I'm very, 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 very close. I'm like 2 classes, I think.
Okay.
So I'll just say I have my bachelor's in business. I just have to take these 2 simple, stupid classes. But I took actually, I was going to school up until just last summer. Yeah. So I took a break because I was building up my media business and all that stuff, and I was going to go back to school this summer, but that because of this, I don't know what's happening.
Did you have to take Calculus 1?
Well, because of the schools I had in the Navy, and because my first 3.5 years in, I was a gas turbine electrician.
Okay.
So the good part about that was going through electrical school in the Navy literally got me half my bachelor's degree.
There you go. Look at that. Half fucking bachelor's paid for.
I went into.
And you can even use those non-resident training courses to get fucking algebra and geometry shit out of the way.
Oh, dude. All I had to do was my core classes.
Yeah. So listen, let me ask you: did you take physics, chemistry, or calculus?
No.
Okay. Did you take biology?
No.
I know you took some history.
I took 2 history classes.
Okay. And
I think I took world religions 1 and 2.
Okay. Yeah, those are your humanities courses.
I took those.
You probably take English 1 and 2.
I took an advanced math class just to kind of get back into my brain.
Yeah.
Like refiring my brain into doing the math.
Yeah.
But besides that, it was very course specific classes. Like,
so you had to take some economics, maybe.
Yeah. I took
courses.
Yeah. You know what? I'll actually, since we're talking about this, I actually have all the books. I kept all my textbooks, so I'll go through them and I'll make a list if it would help anyone out of kind of how I went on because I'm going. Geez, excuse me, I'm getting the hiccups. But I'm actually going to eventually go for my MBA with a concentration in digital entrepreneurship. Okay. The things that me and Hugh are doing right here, right now.
Yeah.
So, and that's because that's just the way the world is going.
Sure.
So.
But see, you got
I'll make a list.
You got half your degree paid for through the fucking Navy.
Yeah.
This dude wants fucking 16 credits should be paid for a year. I'm over here thinking, if you have a fucking job to do,
while you're active, you have
shit to do, motherfucker.
Not just that, but I was able to still take courses using the what the heck is it? Oh my god, I'm drawing a total blank right now. Yeah, the tuition. Thank you.
Yeah, that's it.
Tuition
He
is just-
says this dude wants 16 credit hours for TA. I'm over here thinking first of all, if I remember correctly, you're not eligible for TA until your first 2 years are up.
That's correct.
Because it used to be the same way.
Well, it was very strict when I did it. You had your PFA. You had to maintain
Oh, yeah,
standards for your PFA.
checklist. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole
And
checklist.
it used to be the same thing for your warfare device. You used to have to be in 2 years before you qualified.
So when I was using TA, when I really used it heavy was when I took those 2 years for my 24-month unaccompanied tour when I was in Japan, doing up at the Naval Air Facility. So because we were working with the TS aircraft up there, the P3s and the E-18 Orions, the E-18 Growlers and the P3 Orions. So I actually wound up going in there as a watch commander and wound up becoming the ops LPO. So I wound up running all the patrols. So what I did was I managed my time. I got to work an hour earlier than I was supposed to, got everything I needed to get done in the morning. And what that afforded me was, instead of working through my lunch break for the hour, I stayed at my desk and I did some schoolwork for an hour.
Yeah. And see, how many classes did you take at a time?
I took 2.
You took 2 at a time. Okay. So for you were in a situation where it was feasible to take 2 classes at a time. I don't know that there are very many rates in the Navy that allow you the time.
Well, that's the whole thing is my rate doesn't. So I took that duty station. I took the opportunity for that duty station, knowing that I could take that time.
Okay, see, so you use the system, you use your knowledge to get into a position.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm inclined to think that if you're fucking on sea duty, you probably don't have the time to take fucking 2 classes at a time.
You can,
you could,
but you have to be.
But we're talking about you have
focused.
to work.
You have to be focused, and you have to sacrifice sleep. There's things you have to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice a meal, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. You might have to sacrifice some sleep, because what I did was not just work through lunch
for your device too.
Yeah, and so I didn't just work through lunch. I stayed 2 hours after work 3 days a week to utilize that computer right there. Because it had just better internet. I had a lot of files on it and everything like that, and I just stayed there at work and I did my work.
Yeah,
but I sacrificed those. Going out and having a beer with my buddy, or
naturally,
like you have to do that. So that's the difference between people like us that grew up with that structure, compared to these whiny millennial fucks that do this. And you're like, why's your hand out? Well, my hand's not full. Fill it.
Yeah. So I definitely responded to that.
That's
guy.
my response to him.
Yeah, I definitely wrote a fucking lengthy thing to this guy. And that ate up 7 hours of my day. A back and forth with this dude who thought that he deserved 16 credit hours a year.
Did you feel better afterwards, though?
No, dude, I just felt worse. There's no feeling better. There's no feeling better. You just regardless of whether or not your point makes sense, they don't care.
No.
They have that opinion that they're entitled to, even if they're wrong, and they're gonna stick to it.
Yep.
And that's okay. I just hope that. Frankly, I hope their pullout game is strong, or that there's a sour womb.
Their pullout game is strong.
I hope their pullout game is strong, or it's a sour womb on the receiving end. Because frankly, those are not people that we need. Fucking
no, we don't need people like that. Yeah, repopulating the planet, not any means whatsoever.
Well, I think I deserve more, but I can't even do the one thing I'm supposed to be good at.
Yeah. That's one thing is like my daughter
does make mistakes.
My daughters tell me that, like they talk to their friends and stuff, and obviously their friends talk about their parents, and my daughters have said that, Daddy, my friends tell me you're so strict with us. Good.
Yeah. You just tell your friends that they have horrible parents, that they're doing a terrible job raising them.
Good. No, I'm not strict with you. I'm giving you structure to set you up so that when they're sitting home still attached to their mother's umbilical cord and breastfeeding, you're out there in the real world making something of yourself. There's going to be a huge difference when you get older, sweetheart. I know it sucks now.
Yeah.
But
it's for your future.
Yeah. So it drives me nuts. That's why when I first got out, when I first retired out, I had a few civilian jobs, that were, geared towards the degree I was going for. Like I did, I was a business development manager for huge, when I say huge, car dealership. This dealership, I don't even want to say the name on the air because I don't want to give them free advertisement.
Yeah, fuck.
But yeah, sons of bitches. So motherfuckers. But just to give you an idea, when I say car dealership, it's not this mom and pop's place. We're talking tens of thousands of vehicles over multiple locations within a very short distance. And the guy that I worked for, and I don't have a problem with this, was 10 years younger than me. But it was the way they talk to people.
It's fucking terrible, man.
I was just like, you know what? I could literally throw you through that fucking double pane glass window right now and watch your head crack open on the floor 2 stories below, and I'd be okay with it. Yes,
okay,
that's what you should be doing. Everyone should be doing that.
Yeah, Leslie.
Yeah.
So
yes.
hey, so let's crack open a couple of pod decks, man.
Which ones you want? You want the red or the green?
I like the red ones, man. Those are the what the heck ones, right?
The blue pill or the red pill, Hugh?
Oh man, didn't somebody just make a joke about that on Twitter and people start getting up? Oh, Elon Musk, who named his baby some unpronounceable horse shit, made a comment about
like his wife, dude. Do you see his wife? She looks like literally Marilyn Manson took a shit.
I don't even care, man. All I'm thinking about is the empire that baby is going to inherit someday.
I gotta pull up a picture.
I think they had to change the name. I think the state of California wouldn't let them register that name, so they had to change it.
So this lady looks like she is.
Is she a singer? Isn't her name Grimes or something? She claims to be an artist. I don't really know.
An artist of what? Looking like a bag of ass?
Well, music is such crap nowadays that she could be one of those. Yeah. Oh, is it an Asian?
I don't know what that is, dude.
The last couple of photos I saw, I thought it was a white.
She did not look very nice. She looked like a Wuhan bat.
It's fucking great.
She looked like Wuhan bat.
What's the blue deck?
No, I'm just fucking with the blue deck's is one of the interview decks.
Oh. Well, you don't want to interview me? You don't want to know more about me?
All right, fine. I'll interview you, you fucking wise ass. Here we go. Blue deck it is.
Blue dick it is.
Blue dick it is. Moby Blue Dick.
He dead once or twice.
What? No, that's stupid.
You're not allowed to say stupid, Billy.
It's retarded.
There you go. That a boy.
What would you do if you were invisible for a day?
Oh man, so I've already been streaking, and it's not a comfortable activity to go running with your bait and tackle just swinging all over the place. So that's very uncomfortable.
Look, Ma, I am a helicopter.
I immediately appreciated underwear a lot more the first time I went streaking. I'm like, I could see like the appeal. What like it's your first time, or it's a frat party, or it's your first duty station, but like overall, if somebody was like, "Hey, let's make it an activity," I'd be like, "Nah, it's all right. I'm gonna find something else." What would I do if I was invisible? I'll tell you what. So I went to Philadelphia one time, and I had a 7-hour layover, and I made the mistake of going to the Liberty Bell instead of going and seeing the Rocky statue during my layover.
You didn't see the Rocky statue?
Oh, no, man. And it was like I was like halfway towards the Liberty Bell, and I realized I just didn't have the time to detour to see both. But I got to the fucking Liberty Bell and was extremely disappointed because it's set up in this building with glass behind it.
Glass.
And the sun sets in such an angle that when the light comes in, you can't read the front of it.
No. And
you can't get any close. Obviously you can't touch it, but I don't think you can get any closer than like 6 or 8 feet. So if I was invisible for a day, I would go to Philadelphia and I would lick the Liberty Bell.
You would lick the Liberty Bell?
Yes, I would literally be licking the taste of freedom, which tastes like pennies. That's what I would do. Amongst, I imagine many other things.
It tastes like pennies. So I can't. What I would like to do if I was invisible, I'd try to ring it while there's tours going on. Like
That'd be pretty fucking good.
ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, because I'm
And then start
invisible.
saying
I'm not-
shit. Like
Yeah,
start
I'm
saying shit.
invisible. I'm
like,
not mute, right?
why is the bell not in the tower? Like,
And ring it a couple times, like Jefferson was a whore. Ring
yeah.
it a couple times.
George Washington. I fucked George Washington's wife. Like,
Oh yeah,
that would be
Yeah.
awesome, dude. Like, see, I would haunt people.
you fucking ring the bell, be like Carson Wentz is a son of a bitch.
I would haunt people. That's what I would do. I would fuck. Well, there's that movie that came out. I think it was Invisible Man that just came out.
Yeah, it's not Hollow Man. Yeah, it might be Invisible Man or something like that. I didn't see
I
it.
watched it. Oh, it was,
Any good?
dude, it's creepy as shit. But you go,
Yeah.
you know what? That's possible.
Oh yeah.
'Cause it's
Anything you do if you're fucking invisible.
It's tech based. Well, no, how he be,
Is it, all right, I'm gonna check it out.
yeah, you got to watch
I'll
it.
try to
So
check it out
it's
this week.
it's tech based. It's tech based. So you got to watch it, dude.
Oh.
It's pretty good.
Yo,
it's pretty-
speaking of tech-based shit, so this class that I'm in is like intro to information research or what have you.
Okay.
So I had to submit a proposal for a research paper. So the research I'm doing this semester is on the ability of the human mind to control robots. And there is research out there. So this fucking story is fucked up on multiple levels. One, because it involves a Florida man. Two, it involves DARPA. And three, it involves robots. So Johns Hopkins and DARPA built a robot hand and gave it to a Florida man who lost an arm due to cancer. And they lease it to him for 10 years. So in 10 years, we'll have 10 years worth of fucking notes on what this hand can do. So when I was writing up my proposal, the first part was you had to come up with a thing, and then you had to talk about like what the subject was, and then you had to come up with like 5 theoretical questions you would ask. So I came up with like 4 serious ones, and then at the bottom I was like, "Do you want Terminators? Because that's how you get Terminators."
Do you want a T3000?
Yeah,
That's what happens when you do this.
Happens.
You get a T3000.
DARPA in a hospital create a robot arm and lease it to a Florida man for 10 years. That's how you get Terminators. So my fucking research, what I found, we have a fucking headset right now. They shoot fucking IR beams into this pea-sized area of the brain. They shoot images in there, and you interpret the image. That's a thing we can do already.
What?
Yes.
Well, you heard that the Navy just this past
Shot
week
down the first drone with a laser.
with a fucking laser, bro.
Yeah. Yes. I'll tell you what, I bet we're 10 years away from Iron Man telling his suit what to do and his suit doing it because it knows.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my research paper for this fucking semester. Stand by, motherfuckers.
All right, ready?
I was born naked.
If you had someone following you around all the time, what would you have them do?
Classic Samuel L. Jackson. And he would just say motherfucker every time I swipe my debit card.
Motherfucker.
Yeah. And I don't care that I'm fucking ripping that meme off because that'd be the fucking tits, you know? I'm at the gas station buying a Rip It, and he's like thinking about my heart health, and I'm like, motherfucker. I go fucking down the road to Aldi, buying some heart healthy snacks. I'm like, motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
I fucking look at my phone. I'm about to text an ex-girlfriend and say, motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, man.
So me
Every
for
way to
this
do
one,
it.
I don't know if I'd have them follow me around, but I've always said this. If I ever became like Jeff Bezos rich,
Who will probably be the first ever trillionaire on the planet?
yeah, which is disgusting. But if
Yeah.
I ever became that rich, okay, what I would do is I would hire, I would pay them. They'd have benefits, 401k. I'd match it at the end of their retirement, dollar for dollar, just stupid stuff,
Yeah.
right? I'd make it worth their while. I would make it worth their while, okay?
Yeah.
And
What would they do?
okay, I'm going to say it. I'd have
Fucking say it.
I'd have 2 midgets. They can't be over 3'9".
Okay.
Okay. I would dress them in like jockey uniforms, and I'd have one stand on this side and one stand on this side at the end of my driveway holding up lanterns and just staring off into space. Just total like,
That'd be fucking great.
but they're real. And then every time a car pulls up, they have to say, "Good day, sir." And then-
That'd be fucking great.
Even if it was a woman, good day, sir.
Bro, talking about making it worth it. You know, Snoop Dogg pays a dude $50,000 a year to roll his blunts.
I know, dude. Who
Right?
was it? Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
Not Will Ferrell. Yeah,
No, Jonah Hill? Seth Rogen? Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen was talking about this.
Yeah, he's like, you pay a dude $50,000 to roll your blunts. He's like, fuck yeah. Like that's just a thing.
Snoop Dogg
They're
said when a motherfucker's good at something, you gotta pay him.
Yeah. Yeah. That was fucking crazy. He was like, it didn't even occur to Snoop that other people, fine, dwarves, whatever. It didn't even occur to Snoop that other people don't pay somebody to roll their joints.
Yeah, but when you have Snoop money,
No,
you can do
but I mean,
that.
like Seth Rogen was like, "What do you mean you pay, dude? Like I roll my own, like a fucking homeless person." And Snoop is over there like, "What do you mean you roll your own? You're fucking rich, man."
And Seth Rogen even said, he goes, the guy that rolls the blunts magically knows that when you need your next blunt.
Yeah,
And he's like you'll be sitting there and then you have one. And,
yeah, I need it. Here you go. I got you, man. Yeah, that'd be the shit.
Dude, that'd be awesome, dude.
Dude who rolls
That'd be
your
awesome.
once. Like I don't even smoke weed, but once I get out of the military, I'm gonna make that. Like,
Suck
I'll
a
tell you what,
motherfucker.
by the time I get out of the military, I'm sure Old Dominion might have like a fucking Department of Marijuana Studies. I'll let them come over to the house. I'll write off 4 credits for a motherfucker.
That's a key.
Gotta
That's
have
a
like girth, length, thickness,
cross joints.
high intensity. Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely, man. Good way to do it.
So what is I'm curious to hear what everyone's take is on the legalization of marijuana, because I'm a total advocate for it. As you know, Hugh, I'm a total
Mhm.
a total
Virginia I think Virginia recently decriminalized marijuana, like
That's
within the
right.
last 2 months.
Hey,
Fucking
maybe.
finally.
I'll just move right over the border.
I think it's fucking weird that, like, I'm all about you smoking weed, especially now that, as it turns out, after we paid all these celebrities in public broadcasting to say it was fucking terrible for the 60s, 70s, and the 80s and the 90s, now it turns out it's basically better than all the other pharmaceuticals you can get. And
You
just
feel
think it's
so
weird.
nice.
I just think it's weird you can smoke weed in DC, but you can't carry a gun. But I can carry a gun in Virginia, but I can't smoke weed.
There you go.
Yeah, so they decriminalized it in Virginia. So now I think you just get like a $12 fine or some bullshit.
That's why. No, I'm
It's
not going to say
I think it
anything.
seems
I'm not
fucking
going
weird.
to incriminate myself.
Yeah, so Matt says it's still a fine in Virginia, but it's not illegal anymore. It's just weird you can smoke weed openly. Like, and I mean, like, I was standing at this crosswalk and I smelt it like the way like you normally smelt it, but then I smelt it again, like, oh, like a motherfucker is actively doing this. I turn around, there's like 4 or 5 fucking, I call them kids because they're obviously younger than me, but
Yeah.
there's like smoking joints, and I'm like, I'm not allowed to carry my gun in DC, but they're allowed to walk around smoking weed. Like, that's great.
No, I'm the same way. I'm even like that when I go to the doctor. I have, and Hugh, I've talked to you about this. I got massive back problems just because of my injuries, and I refuse. My doctor, she's flat out told me, she's like, look, the only thing I can think of that will help you, besides surgery,
Yeah,
is to take Vicodin.
right.
And I'm like, no, I'd rather just deal with the pain because I'm just not. They scared the shit out of me.
Well, but you are-
Percocets,
you
I mean,
have kids.
how often does the military? God, you could damn near walk into a clinic on active duty and go, "Oh, my fucking ankle's killing me." Blah blah. Here's some Percocets.
Oh, I do that.
Or when you have a
on
sore
deployment?
throat, when you
Bro.
have a really bad sore throat, and they give you the fucking liquid codeine. Have you ever had that?
I haven't had liquid codeine,
The
but
codeine cough syrup, dude, that gets you fucking rocked.
when I go on deployment, I almost always hurt my back, and I go to medical, and I always ask, yeah, they love giving opioids.
Yeah, same thing with active duty medical
pharma.
clinics too.
So I go in and I tell them like I need a low strength muscle relaxer, and they always give me methocarbamol because I need to be able to keep doing my job. And then when I get overseas, 2 or 3 months in, all I have to do is go to medical and say, listen, this is what I hear, like, and I bring them the bottles. I have methocarbamol, I have Motrin, and they're like, oh, well, here's Flexerol and Motrin. Well, I don't even have to, like, I've been in multiple times where I'm not even like in a lot of pain, but I can feel it coming. Like I can feel the nerve is tightening or I'm getting pinched. You know, I'm like real close. I have to walk right in. Yeah, like when I'm like, okay, like I'm 3 days away. Let's go to medical now and just nip this in the bud.
Yep.
And you go in there and like, hey, I could really use some fucking painkillers. Like, here's what I have now. And they're like, yeah, okay, here you go. Here's a fucking 30-day supply.
Yep. No, yeah, it sucks, but yeah, I think hopefully sooner or later that nationally.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, I'm gonna make a fucked up joke. Taylor says they don't give us that shit in Mississippi, at least not in 133. Yeah, in 133 they let 6 sailors kill themselves in Homeport and then blame it on the sailors and not the command environment. That's why.
Yeah.
So fuck 133. But yeah, you're right. The health benefits of medical marijuana and just the relieving effects of what's that oil? CBD oil, yeah, and you can.
I'm a huge advocate.
And you
CBD.
can bake it into cookies and brownies. You can make it like a little cream and put it on your joints and whatnot. And like,
huge.
I just think it's weird. You can smoke weed in DC, but you can't carry a gun, and it's vice versa here in Virginia. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. Yeah, but that we'll see whenever that happens because everyone's stuck in the. Yeah. Was it the Nixon? Was it Nixon that did all that shit?
The anti-drug propaganda stuff. I remember. Yeah. I remember you can still find old commercials of Mr. T. I pity the fool who smokes marijuana. Jokes on you, T. Turns out it's fucking good for you.
Meanwhile, that motherfucker is doing more cocaine than anyone I know.
Oh well, they're not talking about cocaine.
They're not talking about cocaine. They're talking about the marijuana. Yeah, thanks a lot,
and he's
Taylor.
black too, so like that's who the government targeted for crack cocaine was the blacks. So like he was doing what the government wanted him to do. He's really just a public servant. That's all it is.
Do you hear Dave Chappelle's stand-up joke about that? That heroin is the way that the government's getting back at the white people for targeting the black people with crack cocaine. Yeah. So fucked up. It was Nixon. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I thought. All right, Hugh.
All right,
we're
brother.
Gonna be back on here Thursday, right? 8:30. Same time.
We're gonna do a Thursday episode, and then we're gonna do a Saturday episode. So be prepared, guys. We're gonna do an extra episode this week. Like I said, Saturday we're gonna be at Maker's Brewery, or at least gonna be interviewing their floor manager at the very least.
Yep.
But we are gonna be making that happen. Worst comes to worst, Billy and I are gonna fucking set up in their beer garden and fucking drink all goddamn day. So happy birthday, you guys.
Here, whiskey. Have some whiskey.
I know, right? Billy, as always, it was a pleasure, man. I'll see you on Thursday.
Brother. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We will see you guys later on in the week. Take it easy.